place. So maybe you will see it as, why is this thing being paid? And meanwhile,
so isn't the ministry aware that such payments? Isn't the commissioner aware that this kind of payments happen that you mentioned now that are paid for?
well, I may not know if she's aware or not, because I'm not the one that informs her of that. That's why we need a nurse in that panel, or nurses in that panel, or the panel. The investigation should be pushed to the Nurse and Midwifery Committee, which is the rightful body to investigate this matter. So that, because we know what is attainable in every district, so that when there is a deviation, we can say this place is a deviation, this place is a deviation, and we recommend to the permanent secretary or the commissioner or whichever person that is in charge of this, and punitive measures, corrective measures can be taken in that regard, not external persons that do not have any idea about nursing training institutions and how it is run.
But you would agree that there is in government agencies, establishments, there is usually some elements of unprofessionalism by some staff.
Well, if there is any, which I have not seen, I have not, from our investigation, we've not confirmed any of these.
Because there are reports, sorry to interrupt, there are reports of people who say, oh, they go and nurses say for antenatal or for whatever, and nurses, things that are provided for free, the nurses will tell you to pay. Oh, bring money first. Meanwhile, the thing is supposed to be free for these patients to use.
Yeah.
We've gotten many of those reports as well.
If there is any report like that, if there are any reports like that, well, if there are any unscrupulous elements that are handling something like that in a way that is not supposed to be handled, individual basis, personal basis, people maybe go the other way. It is easy to catch and say, okay, this one, government tell us in a free thing be this, why they sell them to me? You can even confront the person there and then, and the person will say, okay, this one is not free, or this one is free, or and the rest. And even in the antenatal stuff, we have maternal and child health weeks, which everything is free. But there are some things that there are services that are being rendered. The commodity may be free, but the service may not be free. There are some intricacies there and here and there that can have to be clear to the public, so that, because some persons, when they come to government hospital or government facilities, they feel that everything is supposed to be free. Like in the College of Nursing, before now, the training is free. Students go home with get monthly stipends that they spend on their own. They don't pay school fees. That is how even myself was trained.
How is it now?
Now we pay very humongous amount of money. We have made the River State people to be paying over 500,000 naira at the entrance level. Then subsequently you pay over 200,000 naira as school fees, which that school is supposed to be free. It's supposed to be free. So I think we are already also appealing to the government to bring back the good old days of subsidizing nursing training, especially the College of Nursing, because till now in Bayelsa they still pay stipends to the students. Yes, they still pay students.
So which means it's doable.
It's doable.
So how is this news affecting the nurses? Is it affecting the nurses in any way? This investigation and these reports, allegations of extortion and so on and so forth.
Yes, it is. You know, when only the headline probe into corruption in College of Nursing Sciences, it sends a very wrong and bad signal out there. It says that maybe anyone that is, if there is a possibility of pay for grade, or if there is a possibility of payment for maybe one or two gestures that will be given to it means the products there are products of corruption. So we have received several calls, even from the diaspora, nurses that are practicing over there.
Because of this?
Because of this issue.
How did they say it's affecting them?
Because the employers over there, they don't play with it. Oyibo man does not play with anything, any information out there, especially when it is from the Ministry of Health, that it is out there that these people are products of corruption. That is what it means. That's what you are telling the world, that the products from this place are products of corruption. And we've now on our own sold River State in a bad light to the public and to the international community that do not employ anybody from River State College of Nursing, because they used to pay.
I think conducting an independent independent investigation, it shouldn't be a bad thing, because even abroad, the NHS and the others, they have times where they conduct independent investigation. That shouldn't be perceived as, sabotaging the image of nurses, state, or whatever.
Of course, independent investigations are done everywhere. But the light you put things out there, and when and where, how do you handle it before you bring it to the public? How do you handle it before you place it to the social media or to the international
So
community.
you're saying there's a better way that the ministry could have handled
There
this?
is a process that I have mentioned. If there is, they said maybe from there are complaints against the colleges. I also saw another write-up that the complaints were from students and from some individual persons. These persons would have actually written to the provost. The provost is in charge of both the Department of Midwifery and Department of Nursing. So the provost is like a central person. So the provost, who is also a member of the Nursing and Midwifery Committee, will forward these reports to the Nursing and Midwifery Committee, which is headed by the State DNS, Director of Nursing Services. Then the State Director of Nursing Services will inform us as part of that committee and say there's a petition here. And after we go through these details, we invite people, give them query where necessary, and they respond, and they face us as a panel. We've set up several panels, even at the National Committee, to investigate some matters which we concluded amicably and punish those that were found wanting. So when that is done, the results are now communicated to the permanent secretary and the commissioner, as it were, so that they will now have this information that, because commissioner is a very busy person, how would you even take such thing direct to the commissioner? And also the Ministry of Health will now push it out to the public, which is where we are looking at it as if it is, and it is affecting us. In ethics, when they are trying to be beneficent, you also have to look at non-maleficent, so that when you are doing the good, let that your good not harm the public or the state or the college or the institution or whichever this is not the individual. We don't care about the individuals that are involved, but the school, the institution, the state, the people. Let it not harm them in another way. That is how you now handle it administratively.
Okay, let's take a few calls and get the response of the listener. How best can we ensure professional conduct across every government institution? Is there a way that can be achieved? Let's find out what you think. You've been listening to my guest, Comrade Sikpi Linus, the Secretary, the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, River State Council. 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, and 0817-923-0007. The numbers again are 0817-923-0007 or 0817-923-0003 or 0817-923-0002. Nigerian info, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you, Mr. Andrew. Ifiemi.
Yes, good morning to you.
A very special greeting to your guest in the studio.
Yeah, good morning.
My name is Comrade Magnus. I'm calling from my free. Very quickly, in as much as I agree with those beautiful things your guests have said, I think those things you have said this morning can only be practiced in the well-organized and sane society. In a situation where, when you begin to see things happening in our colleges, especially the one we are discussing this morning, the level of corruption and the level of malpractices happening within that institution is alarming. And I must say that it is not their fault, neither the fault of the provost, the administration, but it is government that has refused to own their own property. Governments also own their property, own it as their own, and see the affairs of everything that happens in that institution to make sure it is free of corruption and what we are discussing this morning. So I must put the blame back to the government. The government must be sincere to the system. The government must own their property to make sure we don't see this.
All right.
Andrew, after your program this morning, carry your microphone to that school and hear from the students and people who are doing business there. You will see that a lot are happening there that the government need to look into.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Nigeria Info. All right, Angela, please, you have to turn down the volume of your radio set completely, please. Your radio, I can still hear the all back. You turn your radio off or you turn down the volume completely. Don't try to hear yourself. Okay, go on. Hello, Angela. Okay, we lost the call from Angela. The numbers still are 0817-923-0002. Please, before you call us, turn down the volume of your radio set. Don't try to be on the call and then want to hear yourself over the radio at the same time. Please. Thank you. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you.
I am Dr. Atimapa Victoria, a nurse trained and certified from this particular college in View.
All right, go on.
By His grace, I know too sure that organization, that institution has been well structured right from inception. No bribery, no corruption. I am not supporting what is on ground. What we want is this. Number one, we don't want corruption. Number two, we want the commissioner to follow due process. And that is that the problem of nurses, the nurses knows better, just as our comrade rightly said. Let her go inwards, involve a nurse who knows the rudiments of nursing. We cannot, for instance, if a doctor commits a crime, we cannot set a committee that is not medically inclined with regards to doctoral practices. What will they know? What will they investigate? We want her to go to the National Military Council Committee. Let her start from there. If the reports and the investigations are reported to her, and then there is reason and need for her to take it from there, so be it. We don't want corruption, but the process is what we're against, and the reputation of River State College of Nursing Sciences all over the world has been indicted. So let's feel responsible. There is still time for correction.
All right, thank you very much, Nigerian Info. Good morning.
Andrew, good morning. My name is Akanto. I'm calling from Borough.
All right,
Andrew, how are you doing this morning?
I'm very fine, thank you. Straight to the point, Akanto, please.
Yes, let me just straight to the point. I think that's college. I think one of the well-organized college in the state. But my question I want to ask is very simple. Why is it that getting admission into the school is census, control, and again, control and regulate towards the what they call the capitalism?
Hope you're noting the question.
Yes, I am.
Why? Even the children of the phylacterate cannot get admission into that school. That is my simple question.
All right, thank you. It will be responded to. Good morning, Nigerian Info.
Good morning,
yes,
Mr. Ifiemi. My
good
name
morning.
is Honorable Evarist Onsaka.
Okay.
Yes, I want to talk about the happenings in that sector. Like the person rightly said, you see, let me inform us. The government is the chief sponsor of that institution. And the government has the right to constitute anybody as part of the committee. Coming here to tell me that it is only the nursing council or the nurses that can do such things. It's not done anywhere now. It is the government institution, and government has the right to constitute the body.
Okay. All right.
So that is the way I look at it.
Okay,
if you're giving reference to NBA, those ones are not government institutions. They are not run by government. But this one is run by government. Government has the right to position anybody or to use anybody. As part of the committee,
all right,
we are hearing that anything is happening in that institution.
All right, your point made. We'll take, see if we can take one or two more calls before we go back to my guest and wrap up. Good morning, Nigerian Info.
Good morning, my very distinguished.
All right, Temple. Very fine, thank you. Please just go straight to the point.
Yes, very important. The very distinguished and like the question you rightly asked, if there are indeed some nurses who exhibit some kind of behavior to earn some money. This is what we are talking about. We are talking about the College of Nursing Sciences. If you go to some of these hospitals, is it not these schools that these nurses and doctors that operate in hospitals emanated from? That before you get to see a medical doctor, before your file will be placed on the table of a medical doctor, you have to pay some huge amount of money.
But those payments is not for the nurses. If that's the hospital procedure, Temple, you can't blame the nurses for trying to carry out for following the protocol of the institution they work for. If the hospital they work for demands that, and they are doing that.
You call that protocol again?
The money isn't going to their pockets. Are you saying that? Okay, Temple, because we don't have a lot of time. I don't think it's enough the way you pay that money.